Recently in the news, you've seen a lot of politicians, CEOs, athletes, actors, really famous and highly successful people playing the blame game. And here's how the game goes. Actually, I'm going to use an example for you that just happened. You're going to know who I'm talking about. But a famous comedian did something pretty bad. She had a photo op, that is, and some of it was pretty rough. Now, she responded correctly at first. Unfortunately, it didn't end there. She had this great press conference where she was repentant. She took ownership of it. She admitted she was wrong and asked forgiveness. And those are the two steps to bring change and healing. I'm not sure what happened after that because she totally changed gears and then started playing the blame game, which means you become the victim in the process. You start blaming everyone else for your troubles and how unfair life is. And at that point, now her life has snowballed out of control. She could have ended it if she would have just stopped at that press conference when she said, hey, I made a mistake, I was stupid, I regret it, it was a terrible choice, I shouldn't have done it, please forgive me. And she would have started the healing process. Now it would have taken some time because you've got to always rebuild trust once you've lost it with certain people. You've got to rebuild it up. But she didn't stop there. She decided to make it about somebody else and she stopped owning it. And at that point, then that's when the infection starts to grow. Think of it this way. Do you remember a time, especially when you were a child, when you fell off your bike, your skateboard, out of a tree, and you had a gaping wound, a huge scrape? And I remember when my youngest son, he did this, and he had a huge raspberry on his knee. I mean, it was huge. He had fallen off a bike, took a face plant, had it all over his palms of his hands, his elbow, but his knee was the worst. And I remember when we had to sit him down and pour alcohol on that. Do you remember as a kid when your mom did that to you? Oh my gosh. It's like somebody started waterboarding you. It's torture. And nobody likes it. But you have to have it to bring healing to your body, because if you don't, if you take a gaping wound like that and you put nothing in it to heal that wound, no medicine whatsoever, and you just leave it run its own course, infection sets in, and at some point, gangrene is going to. And once that happens, your only option then is amputation. And that's where this comedian is right now. She's at the point of amputation because she's allowed this to become so infected. And now, bad things are going to happen. She's going to lose huge parts of her life that she shouldn't have to do if she would have just owned it and asked forgiveness. So instead of playing the blame game in your life, be quick to repent. Just stop and admit it. I was wrong. Please forgive me. And the healing process will start. Yes, it's going to be painful for a short season, but it will bring healing and you'll become stronger for it. Stop playing the blame game. You're not the victim. You're better than that. And so is this comedian. My name is Ed Carcarey, and I'd love to connect with you at edcarcarey.com. Find your passion. You'll find your life.